Hey everybody, it's Elaine, the Ninja Life Coach. Today we're going to talk about what is stopping you from moving forward, and we're going to look at some ways that we can move forward in the face of adversity. So sit back, grab yourselves a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm back. There are many things in this life that can cause us as widows to have an adverse reaction to things. And I wanted to just make you aware of some of those things today, and not to put any fear into you, or not to make you feel concerned or anything like that, not to make you defensive or anything of that nature. But it seems like to me, from the widows that I've talked to and from my own experience, that the obstacles and the adversities seem to come in similar forms every single time I have to face one. And here are a few things that can hinder us if we don't watch out. And I'm not going to say that every single one of these that I have personally experienced, but this is just a compilation of things that I've heard from coaching people that I've coached, or people that I've talked to, or my peers, or things of that nature that I wanted to share with you today, so that you could just kind of be aware of that. And the very first thing that I want to bring up, and this is a very touchy topic sometimes with widows and widowers, because this is our biggest support system at times, and this is our family members. Sometimes it's very difficult for family members to understand the way we grieve. And it could be that the family member is so close to your spouse that they really are not thinking clearly, and so they may suggest things, or they may actually act out in ways that are just ugly or hateful, or just something you really don't want to have to deal with. And unfortunately, that does happen sometimes in the grieving process. And it could be in the form of, maybe your children don't think you're grieving in an appropriate manner. Maybe they think that you're grieving too much, or you're not grieving enough. Now, there is always a time for us to have good mental health, and if you're grieving over a long period of time, and that depressive state is not lifting from you, you need to seek counseling. But if you're having a normal grieving process, people may not even understand that if they haven't been through that. And sometimes our families can be the very worst at understanding what you're going through, especially if you have a little bit of dysfunction in your family. And I'm going to urge you now, if you're experiencing this from your family, please seek counseling, because it really helps if you can talk to someone who is totally removed from that situation. Really helps. The second group of people that might not understand what you're going through are your friends. Your friends and your family can be your biggest support, or they can be your biggest hindrance. And I have honestly experienced both with some of my friends. And some of my friends are friends no longer, simply because they were hindering me from moving forward with my life. And they were trying to hold me back from marching forward with what God had for me to do. And that's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it's just ourselves and God. And when it comes down to it, we're the ones who have to stand before God and answer for what we do. And if God has told you to move forward in a certain way, if He has laid something on your heart, whether it's the grieving process, it may be even an entrepreneurial type of thing. It could even be a job change. It could be, a new baby in your house. It could be any of those things that you're in transition about. It could be divorce. It could be divorce recovery. It could be maybe you're needing to leave and move somewhere else. All these things, your friends can really help you through that if they're a good set of friends that you can trust. And most of us do have that in our lives. And I'm going to urge you, now is the time to really rely on them and seek that good, solid advice and counsel from your friends. The third thing that can really have an adverse effect on you are your circumstances. Maybe if you have been in a situation where you were a two-family income, and now one income is gone, and it is up to you to support yourself. Well, that does happen a lot in a widow or widower situation, unfortunately. And I'm going to urge you, if that has happened to you, I'll be here and I'll be happy to talk with you about that and give you any kind of financial counsel that I can. I'm very experienced in financial planning from my years of being an insurance agent, and I would be more than happy to speak with you about that. But when it comes to circumstances, sometimes those things are beyond our control. And we have to sometimes make the best of those circumstances, whether we want to or not. Sometimes we're just left in a mess. But I would really encourage you, if that is you and you have been left in a circumstance that's less than pleasant, I'm going to ask you to sit down and write down some things that you can do to change those circumstances. It could be something just as simple as changing your perspective. It could be something as simple as making a phone call to see about new housing. It could be something as simple as talking to a trusted friend or a loved one to get a different type of outlook on the entire thing. It could be as simple as going to a movie, changing your meal plan. It could be something simple as that. But don't give up just because your circumstances look bleak. I would really encourage you not to do that. The last thing that can really have an adverse effect on us, and this is something totally beyond our control, and it is our health. You know, oftentimes after the death of a spouse, I hear this all the time, that the widower or widow is left in poor health because they have been so debilitated from taking care of the sick spouse that now our own health suffers because of that. So if that's you and you've had, some health issues, I'm going to urge you to go see that doctor. Go eat right. Get on a healthy eating plan. Exercise, and I'm not a big proponent of exercise. I don't like it. I do it because but I never enjoy it. But it is essential for you to be on a good healthy plan where you have a healthy diet and a healthy amount of exercise. I'm not talking about going to the gym and doing 50 reps of 300 push-ups in one sitting. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about get out of the house, walk around in your neighborhood, walk your dog, go to the track, do something like that. Just walk, put on a YouTube video and move. That's what I do when I feel like I need to exercise. I'll just walk around my neighborhood or go to the park and walk, or I'll put on a workout video and I'll work out for as long as I can possibly stand it. But do something proactive towards your health. Take vitamins, do whatever it takes to get yourself to feeling well as can be expected. I know there are some health issues that just can't be overcome by diet and exercise, but you can improve your circumstances if you will just take care of yourself. And I'm here today to tell you this, widows especially, because I know how hard that it is to take care of someone who is very ill. I took care of my husband for 13 months, and he was extremely ill most of that time. And I know how easy it is to let your health go. I did mine, and I weighed less than 100 pounds the year after he died. And it was simply because I had all kinds of stomach problems, and it was simply because I did not take care of myself. I don't want to see that happen to you. I hope this has helped you some today. I just wanted to throw this out here because it's something I've just been thinking about the last few days. And I want to encourage you to go on Amazon and look up my book. It's Lord, Am I Going Crazy? And it's on Amazon. It's a little ebook that I've got for sale. And just want to encourage you today. Listen, if you're having these kinds of struggles and you're facing adversity, the best thing you can do is pray and talk to God about it and see what He wants you to do. I can sit here all day and give you advice and tell you things that's happened to me, but if that is not what God wants you to do, don't do it. You do what God wants you to do, and most of all, you do you. You guys have a great day. God bless. Maranatha.